Hey, 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 everybody, it's Miss Tanya. You know what time it is? It's that time of day, it is noon time. And maybe you're at lunch. Maybe you're getting ready to go to lunch. You just sat down for lunch. And you know what we're gonna do before we get into eating? We're gonna take ourselves to a calmer place. I don't know, maybe somebody kind of got in your space or in your face or kind of got you in a certain type of mood. We're gonna change all of that. We're gonna recalibrate that. All right? That's what we are here to do. So I tell you what, we're going to get right into it. If you guys want to go ahead and tap in where you're from really quick, anybody who is joining me right now on YouTube, you can go right on ahead and tap in where you're from. Let me know. Tap on in. Otherwise, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get right into our breath work. And here's how we do it if you haven't been here before. I'm just going to take a few breaths. We're going to inhale at a count of 4, and we're going to hold that for a few seconds. And then we're going to exhale on that count of 4 and hold that for a few seconds. And then we're going to do that a few times. That's what we're going to do. So let's get into it. Inhale at the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale on 4. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale, count of 4. Hold a few seconds. Exhale, count of 4. Hold a few seconds. One more time. Inhale. Hold a few seconds. And exhale that out. Exhale it out. Feel good. It's lunchtime. It's noontime. You got a little break. You've got a great break for yourself. And we're here to let you know that it doesn't just have to be noontime, lunchtime. It doesn't have to be. We changed it. It's noontime, my time. It's your time. All right. And I got a guest that I'm going to bring in today. Have a little chit chat because that's how we do it. She is Shannon Ivey. She's the founder and she's a storyteller and the coach of What She Said Project. She's out of Columbia, South Carolina, originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to bring her into the stream. How you doing, Shannon?
Hey, oh my gosh, thank you for that breath work. I needed that too.
All right. I'm so glad you came in and joined me today.
It is completely my pleasure. Anytime I can be with you is a good time.
Aw, you're really, 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 really special. I tell you what, I just kind of wanted to, as I was telling you a bit earlier, why I felt like I wanted to do this is just something simple. That first 15 minutes, that well, really within that first 5 or 15 minutes, if someone just kind of wants to just readjust their attitude, recalibrate their day, I want them to be able to do that. And if they stay 15 minutes, if we go 30, hour, we're not going to take their whole lunch break, but whatever they can do, I want to make sure within those first 15 minutes, we give them something good, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me something good. Tell me what's been going on with you and then we'll just keep it going, keep it nice and flowing easy.
Yeah. So when you asked me that question, like what is a quote that was really meaningful or really helped you, it brought me back. So I want to like zoom myself back to May 2020. What's interesting is that some of us are talking about it's like the 3-year anniversary of the lockdown for COVID. So we're not going to get deeply into that.
Right.
But I had this moment where I had like up leveled my life. I'd gotten my kid in my house. So I had this new house. I was so excited. And I lost my job in the same week, May 2020.
Wow.
I know, kid was home. with me, right? All the children were at home with their parents. I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I was completely freaked out. And I know I'm not the only one. What would then conspire would be some choices that would change my life, that lead me directly to where I am today. Stable, making my own money in my beautiful home that I got that May 2020. My kid is thriving.
All right.
And do you know the quote that changed my life, May 2020? I
What
want to
is it?
I called my very first coach friend and I told her what had happened. And she said this: you can get busy freaking out, or you can get busy figuring it out.
Ooh,
That is exactly what I thought. I was like, I got to tell y'all that because it is what I tell anyone who's having like a moment of crisis, right?
wow.
I know.
Say that again.
You can get busy freaking out, or you can get busy figuring it out.
Absolutely.
That's a vibe I get from you as a human. It's a vibe I bring into rooms. And just the other day, well, actually in November, I do this thing called the life audit. I've been doing this for years before I was a coach. And what I do is on my birthday in October, I think through like how my life is going, areas that I want to improve, because, we all get busy and things are distracting, but I like to be intentional about one or two things. So this birthday, I decided some creative ways that I needed to improve my life, some intellectual loneliness I was experiencing in my life, and I had some strategies. But one where I really wanted to make some change was in my physical health.
Okay.
I cannot take this opportunity with you and not say, do you know that March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month?
I did not.
It is, and it affects folks like me, folks like you. It affects all sorts of folks.
Right.
And so I have now been in ED, no evidence of disease, for 5 years.
All
I
right.
I know. And so what I would say is if you're listening to this and you're 45 or older and you have not um, taken some time to think through checking out your health, colonoscopy is a great way to make sure that you are alive and well many years into the future, making
Right.
trouble, making moves. Here's what I decided to do as a survivor. My physical health is now very important to me because I want to do more than be alive. I want to thrive.
Yeah.
And I don't care about pant size, but you know what I do care about? I like to be really, really strong. That makes me so happy to have muscles.
Yes.
So in November, I like realized that I needed to make these changes in my life. I did I got a little process. I like told a few friends who will keep me accountable. I made like a list of things I needed, what I'd tried before, all the things we do. And
All the things.
yes, I rejoined my gym, but I paid for a little more expensive, not crazy expensive, but a little more expensive package to do these group trainings. In it, I want you to know I have met the most interesting people. And one of them she's faced so many things in her life. I promise this story has a tie in.
Mhm.
Yesterday, she was telling me she cannot wait to see her doctor and tell him, haha, look what I have done for myself by showing up every day in the gym and getting the help I need, asking for the help where I need it. And I looked at her and said, how does it feel to save your own life?
Wow.
And she looked at me because she knows a little bit about my story. And she said, I don't know. You tell me.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, I got it. So this phase of my life, this figuring it out is a thing. It takes more than just thinking, right? It takes some action steps. It takes asking for help in new ways from the right
Absolutely.
people. Yeah. So, like, that is what I wanted to bring into the room today. Because I know we've got people listening that are like, I really cannot survive this job any longer. I really can't. Or they're, in some kind of crisis,
Mhm.
but they're connected to some smart people. They're smart. This is figure outable.
Yes. And that is the importance of conversation. And people are so quick to talk about a lot of the not so great things that can come out of social media, but we've really got to search for the things that we feel like are going to be worth our time because it is definitely out there. People are sharing. There are, persons like yourself and your podcast, uh, What She Said Project, tackling subjects and taking people into a conversation that they might not be having within their immediate environment.
Yeah.
That's really, really important because, you could be at a space in your life or in a particular place in your life where you could be new to the area.
Hmm.
You could be new on the job and you don't have a friend group yet. You haven't established that. And, you need to communicate. There's things that you need to do. Conversation is important.
Mm.
And as a woman, we know that conversation is important. We have to nurture conversation. For myself, as a Black woman, I very much advocate and I say, well, yeah, Black Lives Matter. I love all lives, but I know that that is important. I know those are conversations that are important to have. But more than all of that, I've begun to say that conversations matter.
Mm.
You dig what I'm saying?
When you
Conversations matter.
when you tell me a story, actually, I heard something interesting the other day connected to stories, and it's a little political. Is it okay if like
Absolutely.
I was in sort of like an advocacy setting, and one of the leaders of an advocacy group said, people who vote Republican, studies show that they connect to stories, and people who vote Democrat connect to data,
Hmm.
statistics. And I thought about how powerful sharing personal stories. Like I think about like I'm like, am I really going to come on this podcast and talk about cancer? And I'm like, you know what? There's somebody listening that's going to be like, that's it. That's it. It's time. I'm going to call my doctor.
Yes.
I don't know who it is, or they're going to say something to their wife because there's like, I don't know, just because I am a human telling this story, if I can be brave enough to bring myself in story form into the public, you just don't know what that story can do. And I know I'm not saying Democrats don't like stories, but stories are so powerful
Right.
and they
Definitely.
bridge divides.
They do. I mean, they not only that, but they offer that opportunity for you to go in a place that you might not have had a privilege to.
Yeah.
It's just like when you're growing up and you have friends at school.
Mm.
And you might have a friend and you start visiting their home and their house and you see how they're living and it's different from how you're living, but there is knowledge there. There's so much to gain from that. And that is the beauty of a conversation. You need to see something different. You need to be put into a different environment. That's exactly what it offers. And as we as we talk about you saying, okay, well, I came in here. Am I going to talk about cancer? Well, guess what? You had some good news. I was like, do you have some good news to share? Well, yeah, you shared that because 5 years.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's great news.
I know. And I've been kind of sitting on it because I was secretive when I was going through treatment. It was
Why
very
do you think
scary.
I'm sorry I cut you off, but why do you think that is? Why I'm surprised. I got to tell you something.
Mm.
I'm surprised to hear you say that you were secretive about it. I
Mm.
really am.
Mm.
So, is it okay that I ask you in a
Yeah.
public forum like why you were secretive?
Yeah. In fact, this is the year I am talking about it. In fact, it's connected to some good news. I wrote about it in a compilation book, and we're confirming, but at the end of this month, the compilation book called Women Connected in Wisdom
Right?
has 18 authors. We're going to do a book signing at the newest bookstore in Columbia. We're very excited. We're just confirming, but it's happening. We're just figuring out if it's the 25th or the 26th of March.
All right.
Yeah. And that is the first time I talked publicly about cancer. There are many reasons why I didn't talk about it. Number one, people, they respond in a way that many people responded in a way that was shocking. And much like my process of divorce, I lost humans. I think
Hmm.
cancer is so scary to so many people who haven't been through it. And I'm kind of young, right?
Right.
And they don't know what to do. So even in my cancer experience, I wasn't near all of the pink. I didn't get I didn't get the treatment that my friends got with breast cancer. Like people are more used to breast cancer.
Hmm.
I think people are afraid of death. And I was a single parent with a tiny child, and it was just the whole thing was so sad and so scary. And none of
Hmm.
us, because I had late stage 3, none of us knew how it was going to go. I didn't know. A million years of therapy later, I can tell you how it's going to go. I was going to do my very best to stay alive, to see my kid to 12, because I heard if I could like make it to 12 years old, that they would be really okay and set up. Well, they're 13 and
Yeah.
a whole teenager in my house. So I didn't think I would be alive to be here. So because of it, it gives me some joy, some resilience that I'm like, sometimes in that gym or I'm in my business, I'm like, this is hard and I want to quit and I feel disappointed or like a friendship ends. I have to ask myself, Shannon Ivey, is this the hardest thing you've ever done in your life?
Hmm.
And the answer is no.
Right.
It'll never be the hardest thing anymore. Never.
Girl, I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere, this is very useful and helpful too. Um, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
In terms of reclaiming our time and
Mhm.
considering what you have gone through, what are some of the things in terms of reclaiming your time that you've done that you realize, okay, I have to do this for me? And whether that is daily, whether that is weekly, I don't know if that's a special trip. Give me one of those things that you actually did specifically. And you say, you know what? This is for me
Mhm.
unapologetically. This is what I'm going to do.
Mhm.
Give me one.
I had hard conversations with people who didn't treat me right.
Whoa.
Oh, I had hard conversations with my family. I had boundaries around how people would share my story. And I said, I know what a parable is, but I'm not at the end of this parable just yet. So I want to tell it. Don't y'all be telling stuff about me unless you got it from my Google Drive. So I just got people think I'm strong, but I wasn't, I was not boundaried at all. I was doing a lot of people pleasing, a lot of hustling, overworking,
Hmm.
everybody happy. It's like playing myself in a movie, and it was like not really me. So I began to have hard conversations, even with myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? See, I asked you the question. And I ask questions. I ask people questions. I don't know what the answer is necessarily going to be. I'm open.
Mhm.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting you to say what I decided to do for me is to have hard conversations.
Yeah.
You just kind of knocked me over
Oh, yeah.
because it seems like there is something in the air. We're kind of traveling on a similar vibration. I've been telling people you've got to have those difficult conversations.
Yep. And it's
Now, everybody can't, meet you there,
no.
but you at least have to try to initiate it. And if you do that and you realize that, okay, well, they don't have the toolbox or the tools or anything to kind of continue with it, I tried.
Yep. Do you know I have this theory about that?
What is that?
I feel like, and people have different ways of saying it, but I'm gonna say it in a kind way. Like, I know me. It may feel strong and big, but I am kind and authentic. And I
Hmm.
feel like authenticity vibes with authenticity. And
Woo.
those who can play at that level, maybe they gotta take a breath and come back, but with that, with ethics and kindness and my values, if that's what I'm trying to put out there, I'm like, y'all, I don't know how long I'm going to be on this planet, but with what time I have left, I need you to know who I really am. And that person
Respect.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she gets to, like, have a little time to, like, stretch her wings. So, come with me or do what you need to do, but this is what I have to do.
That is so wonderful. It's like so many of these things that we kind of, we walk around with so much. We hold so many things in. And I often wonder if a lot of our sicknesses are coming from that,
Mm,
but from just suppressing so much, just holding, just trying to be strong, hold things down. And after a while, our body is like, look, you've been doing this a long time and you've been getting away with this. Knock, knock, knock.
you wanna
Knock,
know the
knock,
truth about
knock.
it? You wanna know how long what I had was knocking?
How long?
7 years. Colorectal cancer is a slow grower, and I had done everything, including diagnosing myself with a gluten allergy. Now, I'm not saying I don't have a gluten allergy, but it
Mhm.
was a lot more than that. But I was just afraid. Of course, I was afraid.
Right.
7 years.
Wow.
Had it gone any longer, I would have been stage 4, and although people do survive, some time with stage 4, uh, I'm really it's gonna take a shark to take me out. That's what I say now. I'm like, "Shark, some natural disaster. It's gonna have to take something else other than colorectal cancer because that's over. That's over. I'm done with that."
Wow. I tell you, it's just, that having to be strong,
Mm,
you know, having to be strong, having to be that warrior woman. For me personally, I've told this to some people and I'm just gonna say this, I guess now, live over everything. But, it kinda ticks me off when I hear that strong black woman thing, like, I'm so sick of it because I don't wanna be that.
mm,
I am who I am, and if you feel like I'm strong, let that be your thought, but don't put that on me. I know who I am, I know what I can handle,
mm,
and that's okay, and that's why I felt like, I wanna do this type of thing. I wanna be able to go within myself, center within myself. I don't need anybody to tell me anything different. I don't. Have your opinion, but I'm gonna take a few moments. And although we only are taking a few breaths at the beginning and the end of this particular chat, I just feel like it's important to just have that quick center, and I encourage people to take it further how they would like to take it further. If I feel like they could close their eyes, I feel like they can put their hands on their chest, feel their heart, and even take it further than that. Do it outside of this, because we only took a few breaths, but you could take a few minutes. You could take 15 minutes. You could learn more about meditation. You could take yoga. All of those things that are going to guide you into a more peaceful state of mind, you know?
mm. I love that what you did, the 4-part breathing. I learned it to deal with natural anxiety that I walk with every day, but I do it in a box and I draw it on my leg, the
Oh,
1, 2, 3,
wow.
4. Oh my gosh, that's so helpful.
Mhm.
And they don't people can't even see you're doing it, you know?
Right. You're right.
I love that tool.
The box method.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I didn't want to take people into too much woo woo, as some people still think it. But what I love about the newer generation of younger people, it is their normal. They are really concerned about their mental well being and their mental health. I love that. I love that they're unapologetic about it. But as I was saying with my guest yesterday, Cece. Like I am a woman of a particular age. I'm a little, I'm past that little mid age, if you want to call it that. But we we didn't talk about things like this. That was like you were considered weird. Like, what are you talking about? You know?
Yeah.
So I just want to let people know that it's okay. Breathe. It's gonna make you feel good.
Yeah, it's like, on Thanksgiving when you might wear special stretchy pants, or at least I do. And there's just something about that, like relaxing your belly. Everyone is like holding your belly and then stand up straight. And so if you can like relax into your body, especially if
Mm,
you're a person whose body has experienced harm, it is so important to like love on that body you're walking around in, no matter what it's been through. Do you know?
right.
And that breath helps nurture it. Like every day is Thanksgiving with those belly breaths.
Yes, 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 yes. Well, I thank you for sharing that. You just came and gave us that valuable quote. I want you to give us the quote again for
Hmm.
for anybody who may have missed it.
Yes, the quote is, you can get busy freaking out, or you can get busy figuring it out.
Ooh, I hope you heard that. Embrace it. You could get busy figuring it out. Or, oh, I messed it up. I messed it up. You can get busy freaking out, or you can get busy figuring it out. You gotta figure this stuff out. It's not that difficult. You got one last message you want to give to people before we get on out of here?
Yeah, you're worth it. Even if I was trying to stay alive for a kid, but really, I'm staying alive for me. And I hope that you too will figure out ways to stay alive for you.
You go, girl. Thank you, Shannon.
You. My
You know,
pleasure.
we're gonna have to do this another time.
I would love to come back. Thank you for inviting me.
All right. All right, guys, you heard it. You deserve to do this for you. This is for you. She told you, she gave a quote that was so great. We were getting people in here who are just giving us, dropping some jewels. You can be busy out here freaking out, or you could get busy figuring it out. I love it. And I don't have anything else that I could say. So what I'd like us to do is I'd like us to take that time and let us breathe on out of here. All right? Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to inhale on the count of 4. We're going to hold it a few seconds. Then we're going to exhale on that count of 4, and we're going to hold that a few seconds. We're going to do that a few times. And if you want to give it a little bit more, because you deserve that for you, you want to give it a little bit more, close your eyes. Put your hand over your heart. Feel that beat. You are alive. And you're going to come out of this noontime. You're going to have a different state of mind. So let's breathe in. Hold it a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. One more time. Inhale. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And smile before you open your eyes. Oh, wow. How good does that feel? I hope you feel great. I hope you feel great. And I want you to have a wonderful rest of the day. You deserve it. Keep treating yourself like you are number one. Yeah, we've got the kids, we've got everything else that we might want to take care of, your plants, your pets. But take care of you. You only get one you. All right? Y'all go enjoy the rest of this day. Rock it on out. Poetry, lifestyle, media, 'cause that's what I do.